So we're not going to be rating Power Pressure Wash Simulator.
No.
Oh no, that was on here as well, but we decided to get rid of it because it was too scary for audiences.
Yeah, that would have been way. Hey guys, the Rag here. I hope you guys are doing well. So this video is a lot longer than my videos usually are, and probably one of the longest videos I will upload for a long time. We made a tier list ranking all of the horror maps that we did last year from the best down to the worst. We decided as a group between me, Jack, and Jekyll which ones would go where. So they're not fully my opinions, or Jack's opinions, or Jekyll's opinions, but somewhere in the middle of everyone's views on it. I hope you guys enjoy the video, and have a fluffy tail. Yeah, as I said, first things first, Dwelling in B tier. Good map, dated.
I'm saying bottom of B tier. So anything else that goes in B, I want it above it.
Fair. And before nothing else goes in B tier, everything is better than the development.
No, there's a couple that go under it.
Yeah. This one, for instance, goes there.
I'm trying to remember what that was.
Just because you said it goes there, I'm going to say S tier.
Shut
I think
up.
it was in any of the videos that would go in E, but it's definitely an F tier. It's one of those two, but it's sitting in E because it wasn't in videos.
I mean, if you want, you could put E below F, if you really want it.
A, B, C, D, F,
E. E. The Markiplier tier.
Okay, so are we going in order that you want to do underscore 00001?
Yes, because it'll be far easier.
And underscore 00001, I would place in D.
That's the pond, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd agree. I mean, there wasn't really much.
Spooky, but you just walk around a lake and then get jump scared once or twice.
Yeah, if there was more that happened as you would go around the pond, other than just the thing with the bridge and the one giant jump scare, I would have said like C, but yeah, it's legit.
Controversial as this might seem,
Oh god.
Anomaly is A.
Oh, I'm not sure about that, Jim.
First half, I would say, is B tier. But the second half, that was pretty good. No, I think because of the fact, if it wasn't for the fact that the first half was kind of meh, it would be S. But
I genuinely would have said C for part 1, like the whole outside bit, and A for the part 2, making it a B, in my opinion. High B, though. Like, it was good, but it wasn't, like, blow me away good.
and the scariest part of it was when Jeff got jump scared by a sneeze.
I will say, even though I liked the map, the only reason I'm not saying it's an A is because it is a lot more common than I thought of a map. I mean, every single map I've gone through, I think that's the only one that I've ever seen be used twice.
I mean, the only other map that uses it is that Halloween rave one.
Yeah, and arguably the Halloween Rave one is more popular and there's far more things to do. However, that one was also more optimized somehow, because after a while that Anomaly one would be a bit iffy.
Yeah, I think that was to do with the animation thing, because it was every time those aliens popped up in the houses in the first half of it, they would get laggier.
True. Very true.
I don't know what was going on there with that, but it was definitely something to do with the alien disappearing.
But yeah, I'd definitely say low A, high B. I'm more inclined to say B, but Jekyll might have other ideas.
I'm good with B.
Because it's definitely not lower than that.
It was like a bit of both for me, so I said like the first half was like C tier, the second half I would have put about S tier because of the jump scares.
Yeah, if you push through the did we ever finish that map?
We did.
Thinking about it.
We did. we got right to the end.
Okay. Not gonna lie though, the only reason I'm not saying that is definite 80 is because of how long the first part of it is. Like, I know it wouldn't have taken as long if we weren't idiots, but the amount of times we had to rejoin the world just to stop the lag kind of took me out of it way too much.
Yeah. I'd be happy with B then, just for the issues it had.
Yeah, that's the only reason. Other than that, I would have said A, but...
Area
Gotta
51.
make the good. Admit now, this might be a surprise, but I honestly think that's A.
A?
I genuinely loved the design of it, and the few scares that you had throughout it. There wasn't really any issues.
Was there any scares in it?
Do you not
I mean,
remember us getting chased by the alien things while going along that long road where we could have swore blind it was going to appear in the car next? Which that, admittedly, I'm disappointed they didn't do. It would have been hilarious if it just turned up in the car briefly.
Yeah. I don't think that was a scary map. The scariest part, from what I hear, was you scaring Jeff.
Not wrong.
Only thing I remember this from is the fact that you caused Tony to be blind.
Yeah.
Ah, yes, that as well. I mean, it depends what we're judging it off of, because that one I'm purely basing it off of how well the map is designed. But if we're doing it a scare factor, that would be C, if even that.
It's just the fact that it was such a big map with a lot of roaming with not much going on.
True, but maybe we missed something, because there was that dead end area which we never drove up, which I know Jeff and Haley, I think, said they already checked out, but I don't know if they checked it out thoroughly. And you know how I like to thoroughly check things.
That's a nice pebble.
Have you checked both sides of said pebble? No, but in all seriousness, like, I genuinely really like the design of it. I agree, it didn't really have any scares, if at all, but I don't think we may have been the right target audience if that were the case. Because I feel like some people would get fully freaked out by the whole alien thing. I still think the map is very well designed. Like, design-wise and visuals, I'd say A, but if we're going purely based off of scares, monsters kind of thing, then probably C. Maybe even high D, because the only thing it had going for it were the map making skills, because I didn't see any actual issues with it. It was just the lack of scares. Oh god, we can't put everything in B, but I would definitely say...
It's not everything in B. We've still got most of this to go through.
I know, but I don't... What are we judging it off of? Just the map as a whole, or how it's designed, or the
I'd be willing to
scares?
judge it off both.
Both. I'd say between the 2 and B then.
Okay. Liminal Nightmare? I'm gonna straight out and put it by D. I'm putting it in D, not because, like, the map was cool, it was laid out well, it was pretty accurate, I think. It's just the fact that the monster didn't work. First monster, the bacteria, is it?
Yes, the bacteria.
That got us pretty spooked, so that was alright.
I agree.
Then the next monster didn't do anything.
I don't know. I would say that's a C. Because I think that did a C, because it did more than _quadruple 01.
I'm just gonna go C for cheese room.
Cheese.
It's got a good point. C for cheese.
That's that. C for cheese, done. Okay, unfortunately, Jack, you didn't do this map.
Still disappointed.
I'm
After
put it in
all
A.
the hype you gave on it, and then it was just like, yeah, we did it without you. Then why did you hype it up so much?
You're the one that keeps telling me to do things without people if they're not around.
Yes, but then you always disagree. But the one time you don't disagree, it's just like, oh, Jack's not here.
No.
What made that so different?
One time, Callie shows up after weeks of not showing up, and I'm like, you know what? It's either now or never.
But that happened like 2 other times as well, and it still never
Did it?
happened. Yeah, they turned up and was just like, what do we want to do? We'll do these ones. They're just like, so you don't want to do the one that...
Well, to be
you're most
fair,
impo-
in fairness, when she showed up prior to that and we tried to do Before Dark was taken down.
That I will give you. It was taken down. But then it came back. And then I was disappointed when I heard that it had already been done a couple weeks prior
if it's
when
that
I
much
asked.
of an issue, we can go do it right now.
Is it bad that I even considered saying yes?
We will stop recording. We will go do the map and come back to this later.
Is it bad I actually do want to go and play it?
Fine, we're doing it. I'm stopping the recording. Just wanted to take this opportunity to remind you guys to hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. It really helps out. And, you know, just chat, I guess. How are you guys doing? How's your week been? How's your new year gone, even? Mine's been pretty good. I had a free pizza the other day. That's not something that happens a lot, so... yeah, could be worse, could be better. Well, I think my time's about up, so... enjoy the video! Whew. Do you agree with Before Dark being an A?
Purely for the respawn, yes.
Yeah. So, and while Before Dark is there, It Follows as well? Because Before Dark is a prequel to It Follows, and It Follows
we
also
should have
had
done
the
that as
cool
well.
respawn.
I'm not doing It Follow again. Just because it's a prequel, I don't know. Doing a very brief... I will say Before Dark is better than It Follows, but I thought It Follows was if we're doing in comparison of the Before Dark, which feels like a fair thing to say, I think It Follows was high B.
Yeah?
Yeah, Before Dark was definitely a lot better.
I can agree with that. It Follows was their first one, so...
Fair. Improvements were made.
yeah. Okay, Bendy VR. I think that was... personally, I'd put that in like a C.
Are we talking the one where it was like a proper bendy
Yeah, it
VR
was
port?
like the first game, I think it was in it. Chapter 1, was it?
As much as I have highly rated the Benny and the Ink Machine game, the Mink, the VR edition, it was kind of meh.
Yeah.
I'd agree with C.
It got me once or twice with the things, but because it's a remake of the game in VR that someone has made, so
To be fair, I will say it is top of C, and I'll tell you for why. Because they actually copied it perfectly. Like, they got it to a T. Like, there wasn't really anything out of place. They did do a good job of it.
I think with that, it could be high C, low B.
Yeah, I agree. Well, beyond that, it wasn't really anything that... Well, for anyone who's going into that, I feel like they would know the original game and know what to expect. But if they've never expected it before, I could see people rating it higher if they hadn't played the original game or know what it's about, and it was just like that map was their first interaction with it. I feel like they would likely rate it higher because it is very good. But because I knew what to expect and all the jump scares and all that,
that was my first interaction with it.
But
I've not played any of the desktop games, but I still thought that was kind of meh.
to be fair,
I don't think it has
that
quite the
was
same
basic.
impact in VR as it would on desktop when you're first playing it.
yeah, and the original game, there is obviously a lot more. That was kind of just chapter 1.
Yeah, I think where it falls off is probably because it's a remake of chapter 1, so I feel like it's going to be missing the
Should go back
key
and
elements
check
that
if they've
made
done
the
more.
game great.
Also, keeping in mind, back when they originally released Chapter 1, they did release it for free because it was meant to be a teaser for what's to come. So it's kind of just a copy of a teaser, realistically.
Isn't the full game free?
No.
I'm pretty sure I saw it was free. I mean, I think I have the full game for free, but
I don't think it was free, but it was cheap. I do know at the time of them releasing the original, they were like
Bendy the Cage.
What? God damn you! You've made me lose my train of thought. Like right
I
now,
just typed in Bendy and it said, and I just saw an unreleased thing that was called Bendy the Cage.
you can get the entire game right now for 80% off, £3.09. Oh, and it ends in about 16 hours. Well then.
Okay, Eyes the horror game. STR.
Eyes the horror game. Now,
There was that one with a stupid floating head that I didn't like the look of. I'd be happy to put that in a C, like mid-C.
I mean, for what it is, I preferred it over Before Dawn. I won't say it's S tier. I'd say it's A tier.
I disagree.
Why?
Because what it is, it's...
But it's designed very well, and with it being the monster being local, it's a lot better because then you can't just everyone avoid it at all times.
Yeah, but it's literally like such a bland experience.
But it sets out to do what it's meant to do. Like, it scared the living out of you.
I just didn't like how the creature looked. It
That's
wasn't
part of-
scary.
But that's the point. That's the same thing.
No, discomfort and fear are two different things.
I disagree. That's
It depends on
basically
the context, on whatever, because I think something can be so discomforting, it can be fearful. That makes sense.
If you saw his reaction in his video, he was definitely in the realms of fear. That was not a discomfort reaction. That was nowhere near discomfort.
You want fear from me? Then which one was it that I actually felt scared in? I think it was the... And I'm looking. Which one was it?
I don't know.
I believe it was the PT one or the SCP one.
I mean, yeah, those two, yeah.
Those ones genuinely terrified me.
I mean, understandable. They are genuinely terrifying games. But I still don't think Eyes is below Bendy. Not in any capacity.
I put it below Bendy because Bendy is visually more appealing.
Yeah, but that's just... I mean, that's just because that art
Bendy
style is
actually had a
always really
story
good.
to it, as you said. It's like the teaser for the actual Bendy game, whereas Eyes the Horror is literally just run around and collect these coin bags, don't get caught.
I would
There's
say,
nothing else to it.
from what I'm hearing between you two,
I was
that it
gonna
could probably be ranked
Just-
the same, just placement doesn't matter as long as they're next to each other.
I don't know. I was gonna say it was between Area 51 and Anomaly.
I'd be willing to put it
Because it
below the
had
Devouring.
more...
Low B behind the Devouring.
Alright. I can live with that.
All of these had way more to it than Eyes the Horror game has. I'd say the only one that has on this board at the moment that has less than Eyes the Devouring is Primitive Dread.
Not even... The underscore quadruple 01 had less in it.
I dare say there was more going on in that than in Eyes the Horror game.
You are high off your tits if you think that. Literally going around a haunted mansion where you also had to pick up a code before opening a safe was doing more than walking in circles.
Yeah, but it told more of a story and was visually better.
What story?
That you're in a nightmare walking around a thing and there's a creature stalking you and there's nothing you can do to avoid it.
I'd argue that's exactly what Eyes is, where you go around a house
You're walking
with
around
a monster
with a
trying
weird
to...
creature walking around in a set path that you have to avoid.
Is it a set path? Because I feel
Yeah.
like it does chase you.
It follows the same path every single time unless it sees you.
True, but at least that has a moving monster.
So we're putting
That-
it there then.
Not even slightly. That's far better than those other two in that tier.
I'd say
What
Liminal
sounds
Nightmare was
like-
better than it. Jackal, where do you think it should go?
From what it sounds like the 006 one would be higher ranked than it, but I've not really seen it, so
006?
yeah, the underscore 00 whatever. That's right there. I'm seeing the 0.
The 01, not 06.
They have a different one next.
I honestly
it's underscore
think
0.
the only reason that it's the same tier as the Devouring one is because it, like I said, a Roman monster, which the Devouring also had. But I still think it's better than Area 51 because it had more going on that you had to actually do.
Yeah, but there was way more to all of these. Way more.
That's because they were bigger maps.
Yeah, but there was more to do, more to look at, more story stuff.
But that's why I'm agreeing with low B.
I don't think it should be in B. I'd put it in high C. I don't think it should be in low B.
I honestly think it's middle of B.
No.
I think high C seems a good middle ground.
The low B was the middle grounds, but then he wanted to put it lower again.
Because I thought about it, I was like, yeah, no, these are way better than it. I was gonna put it there, but
I think that's one of the ones where I think the only reason that you're wanting it lower is because of the lack of things to do. But the reason I want it higher is because of the popularity of it as well.
What? What popularity? I've not heard anyone talk about it ever.
The only reason I knew that even existed was because I was constantly told to go in and play that from hanging around in the back rooms map. The amount of times I heard people saying that they were swapping over to Eyes the horror game.
I genuinely
More
never
than
heard anyone
one
talk about
time.
it. I only saw you playing it that one day, and that was it. And then I
Yeah,
found it again months later in the search thing when I was looking for horror maps.
I don't know, because I went through that like 3 times. The first time, I would still be saying A. But after playing it once, it's not higher than B. Like, first playthrough is definitely a decent one, but when you've done it once, there's not really much point in going back. But for some reason, other people like going back, because I know a few people that have played that like 3-4 times, and I'm just like, why? You know where the bags are.
Not only that, why there's no replayability to it. You do it once, you've experienced everything it's got.
I don't know. It's bizarre.
Okay, False Awakening.
Ooh. Ooh. I'm trying to remember the stuff that went on in that. Oh my god, brain.
I think Jekyll was with us for False Awakening.
What was that one?
Remind me what it was, because I don't think I was.
It's the one where we started in that house where I blinded everyone, and then Jekyll scared Jeff from hiding behind the door.
Yes, I was.
Yeah. Wait.
What?
No,
Why
that's
wait?
the Lyrith.
But that's the one where he's hiding behind the door. So, what the hell was that?
I thought it was that one. False Awakening then is Gasp and Survive?
So the Gasp and Survive one, let's have a look at this.
That's the one where Jeff laid on the floor. From your point of view, where I crashed.
Oh, that was the one with the one where I was joking that the Jester was in it. When there was that longish red hallway. Right, I don't think that was as good as the Lilith.
Yeah, no, Lyrith is definitely... Okay, I'd say this one high C.
Yes,
Okay.
I would definitely say that.
From the Fog, Herobrine's Haunting.
ID.
I'm just going to place it A, low A.
ID.
visually-
Crazy.
Visually, it is very appealing, and it is a very unique play experience.
I
didn't-
wouldn't really say it was unique.
I've
Oh,
not...
There wasn't really much to it. I was expecting more. It was just occasional pop-ups, and we walked around.
I was going to say, if I can
The
word...
only thing it really had going for it is the fact of Herobrine being local, and it would occasionally teleport you to a different spot.
That's
but
what
that's
I mean.
it.
It was unique in the sense that it was random for each person, what they got and where they saw it. And it's not really like any of the other maps I've seen in VRChat in that sense. I think the ones that would come close to it are like the Bus to Nowhere sort of thing, where it's randomized.
I
I would
but
say
there was no end goal. I don't think it's anywhere near A.
it has a potential if we were to visit it ages later. But right now, I think it's like low C, high D from what we played.
I
It's
genuinely
definitely
agree.
not that low.
I could not agree.
It has potential to be A, I think.
I do not think it is high D, low C.
The only time you got jump scared by it was when you went to record the introduction.
Yeah, I got unlucky when we actually went to the map because it did not want to f***ing abduct me for some reason.
The only reason I would agree with leaving it into low C is because it's just it's visually Minecraft. Because literally, if it was any other kind of map, we're talking about the thing that we were talking about before you came in.
We're doing
I'm not looking at
a
it.
tier list of the VRChat maps we've done for the past year.
Pretty much. But yeah, if it
I'd
was
argue
anything other
From the
than-
Fog one was way better than Eyes the Horror game.
Not even.
Way better than Eyes the Horror game.
I disagree. The only reason I would even consider leaving it in C is because of how well they've made it look with Minecraft. Because if they had done it like just an average horror game, with a monster that randomly pops up in the distance and then maybe takes you elsewhere, it wouldn't even be C, because it's very average. And again, there's no end goal. So there's pretty much every other horror map we've played had an end goal, which is the only reason I'd say it's lower than most of the other ones. Oh my god, I've just seen the next one. Corp Bunker. Yes. I'm sorry, but that was so ridiculously bad and short.
I loved that one. S tier all the way. Not even saying it.
Jekyll has spoken. Nah, that was kind of bad.
You just
That is
need
definitely
you need
this
a tier above S that just says Jekyll loves us.
It's either F or low D. It is not above
Yeah.
any of the other ones that we've got here thus far, other than Primitive Dread.
Okay, Jack. Considering it's open mic night, should we give this a rest and go to open mic night? Or do you want to power through the last of these?
Yeah, we could probably do this.
I'd put these two in
Exit
D.
out. Those two, really?
Yeah. I don't know, they're just not quite there as far as horror stuff goes for me.
They were better than Quadruple 01.
Horror-wise, though?
I think they worked better in most aspects. Not all aspects, but most. Because I liked the vibe of Quadruple 01, but there was a lot more things going on in the other two. And the second one, obviously, I would still say is better than the first one.
My main issue with these is I wouldn't class them as horror games. They're listed as horror, and they have like maybe one scary moment between the two of them. But I would have classed them more as thriller than horror.
Well, I would have said the same as Quadruple 01, to be fair.
No, this was straight up nightmare material.
Whoa! You went round a ponds.
There was a weird bloody eye in the sky watching you. There was
Wait,
blood
wait,
all over the
is it
pathway
okay,
ahead
werewolf?
of you at
Is
one
it the
point.
one that I'm thinking of?
Possibly.
Which one are you
What are
thinking,
you thinking of?
Where when you spawn, you just go around in a circle, and the map changes as you go.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Yeah,
Thank you.
We are in unanimous agreement that it's a stupid map, but it is definitely more scary than Tenebris was.
No, it's not, because we had 15 people in that world,
That's
of which
your
14 of
issue.
them were scared. No, they were scared. My sitting there like, the f*** is going on?
The issue there is you have 15 people there. Of course you're not going to feel scared.
Yeah, that is ridiculous. Like,
No,
I like on.
real quick,
mostly,
when
like,
I started, my ass is like, okay, I'm leaving you guys. 5 minutes later, they start doing it. I'm like, I'm already halfway through this thing. What the f***'s going on with you for? It was not scary.
I can agree it's not
There are
scary, but
certain
there are
things that are
more
scary,
horror
of which
elements
it's
to
not
it
scary.
than there are in Tenebrous.
There's horror elements to it, but it's not worthy of anything above a D.
Yeah, we know,
Yeah.
but that's what I'm saying. It's more scary than Tenebrous was. That's what
Yeah,
we're
but-
discussing.
The map design are better with those two than it is on quadruple
But
one.
that's like the issue I have with it. Like, I agree the map design on Tenebrous is pretty decent, but they're just not
I don't
horror
remember
enough.
Tenebrous. I've been to Tenebrous, but I don't remember them.
Now, keeping in mind, when I say it's above quadruple zero, I'm not saying by miles, it's a narrow margin. But it is better, objectively, because of how much there is to do and just how visually appealing it is.
House in the Woods, S tier for floating there on the crib.
Hold the up. Which one was this again?
I don't even know what the f- it is.
Most logical thing to do 3 weeks ago.
Most logic.
I
Oh,
doubt he
that one.
remembers that. I doubt he remembers that.
Oh, I'm just having a very quick skim through the videos. Oh, that. No, it's not S
It's
tier.
a joke.
Nah.
I
That's
said S tier just for the fact that the bear floated when I put it on the crib, and you went, yes, because that's how that works.
I overrule anything Jack says, and I agree with Tony. Yes, sir.
Although I did flashbang you. So, no.
COVID check. Retina check.
No, but
High
I.
C.
It's.
No, low C.
I don't think it's worse than
Mid-C?
From the Fog.
I'd say there. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would agree with that. It's either there or one lower.
Because it is a beta access. Like, they did say they're adding to it. This is just early access for Spookality.
Agreed.
Well, in that case, F.
Oh, shut up.
Yeah.
No, it's better. I agree with right there. That is probably the
Hell's
perfect
Basement,
spot.
high D.
Hell's
I thought it was kind of meh.
My God, I can't believe we're gonna have to check the videos of each of these.
I think Hell's Basement was Horror Darkness Escape plus more.
I'm
I
seeing
feel
one
bad for
called
saying
the
this, but I'd be
Taco
going to
Room?
say
The
it's
Taco Room is S tier.
no
Taco Room?
arguments. No arguments from me.
You need to play the Taco Room if you haven't.
But Hell's Basement is definitely lower.
Yeah, it's like
I would definitely
How
go
lower?
through Tenebrous. I'd go through Tenebrous again rather than Hell's Basement again.
Tenebrous 1 or Tenebrous 2? Because Tenebrous
Both.
1 was kind of
Both.
short compared to
Yeah,
Tenebrous
both.
2.
that happens.
Um,
Normally,
I
the first one's shorter than the second one because they're lazy at the time.
I still think I would go through the first one again compared to Hell's Basement. Yeah, I'd say
Horror
about
Darkness
that.
Escape, I'm gonna put that like their second C tier.
Is that the one where we were going through like
That's the beginning of that
concrete?
same video.
Yeah, I thought, oh yeah, with the COVID. I kind of like the puzzles of that.
Yeah, that's why I put it like high, mid high
Okay,
tier.
out of the ones
Yeah.
that you have at the bottom there, I can only actually recall 4 of them.
I actually agree with that exact spot, to be fair. It was not better than the ones above it, and there was definitely more to it than Eyes Target. Yeah,
Lost,
perfect
I would
spot.
put there because they're both basically one's a prequel to the other one.
Loss. I'm gonna check the video. I know
It's
which one it
literally
is.
the one just before Gasp and Survive. Let's not think of something worse.
Oh, it was that one. I'd say it's lower.
Oof.
Lower than
Yeah,
where? Where would you
How
place it?
lower?
I'd say between Eyes and Bendy.
So there.
Yeah,
Okay. Any reasoning?
I feel like it only had one good bit, and that was it, which was the maze chase bit, and it was barely even a chase, wasn't it? Like where it went in a square, borderline.
Kinda, I think. I can't exactly remember. I just remember that video because it's the one Jeff farted in.
No, I'm looking at the video right now. It's just like, oh, that's the one where you crash as well, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
Oof.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I still agree with my options.
Okay. Nightmare of Alice, I want to place that mid B because I liked how the map looked. There wasn't much to... I'd put it lower based... I'd put it about there, maybe. Based on the fact that there was not much to it, but it was visually appealing.
This might be a tiny bit controversial, but I genuinely think it's above Anomaly.
Really?
I genuinely really like that map.
I liked
Yeah,
it
was
as
probably
well.
one of my
I thought it was
favourites.
very pretty. I know it was very basic. It was just a simple, escape room based on Alice in Wonderland in a nightmare style.
Yeah, I also like the just the feel
Okay,
of
that does
each
sound like it'd be
area
cool.
and finding those hidden cards at that one point and
Yeah.
our glorious Mad Hatter's tea party and all that.
You're late for tea.
It's such a good map. There's not much to it, but I really enjoyed it. It was
Yeah.
nice.
Okay, Obsession, I'd put that in A. That is one of the better maps, maybe above Before Dark.
I actually agree. I agree. Spot on
That is
placement.
one of the better horror
What's
maps.
the next one? I can't read that.
What, Playland Escape? This one?
Okay, you,
My
you see,
opinion on
when
this
I look at
might
that
be
picture, I don't see it as a
Commercial.
horror at all.
Oh, it's very much a horror map. I would place it, though, probably like there.
I'm gonna say something very controversial.
Uh-huh.
And that is...
I think it's just above Hell's Basement.
Really?
I found
Oh.
it so annoying.
The only reason I would place it there is because of the first time I played it was just me and Jeff, and we got freaked out by the bear in the tunnel.
The first time I played it, the bear wasn't even scary. The scariest part was literally the fact that I couldn't kill monsters after halfway through.
Yeah, that is
I
one
don't
reason I
even
want
remember
to place it
seeing it.
lower. I would put it there.
I liked the idea of what it had going. It's just when it broke, I mean, it
Yeah.
kind of got to a point where it's like,
It
I-
did
I-
jump scare me quite a few times, though. That's why I'm like, I want to place it higher than there. I'd place it like
You
there,
can place it in
maybe.
the back of C.
I didn't find
Over
it
there.
scary. I found it. I'm going to use this against you now. I found it discomforting.
That's fair. No, that's fair.
It wasn't horror. It was discomfort.
It was, I agree, it is a discomforting map, but I did get jump scared like 3 or 4 times throughout the whole thing.
Well, that's just you.
Because the creature caught me at random points where it doesn't show up, and it got me through a wall twice.
Yes. It's
Okay, that's just bad map design.
That's why I'm
to
placing
be
it
fair,
low, but
he was sticking his head through a wall.
I wasn't the
Understood,
first
but
2
it
times it
shouldn't
got
be
me.
able to do that.
He wasn't properly doing that. He was just trying to draw on a wall where we were meant to solve a puzzle. But I'm certain he was too close to the wall.
I was not. You can watch the video. I was not too close to that wall.
I'm looking at the video and I agree, you weren't too close, but the hitboxes evidently said otherwise.
The hitbox said not today.
Ugh. Like it does have blatant issues, but
Yeah, it's around there, but I was trying to not have too many in C, which is why I was saying high D.
who gives a shit how many you're in C? If they're
Understandable.
Rooms of Realities, that could go. I'd play that over Hell's Basement, but not above Tenebris.
Is it bad my brain's not computing what
It's
that
that
is?
escape room we did just before Christmas. Why did I move that over there?
Oh, that. Oh, for God's sake.
Yeah,
No, I need to
that
remember
wasn't
which
in a video,
that
so
was.
that can go in E actually. SCP-087 A tier. I liked that map.
Oh, I barely remember that one.
That's the giant staircase, isn't it?
Yes, the really long staircase we spent about an hour going down.
I agree with A, but not top of A.
No, mid.
I
I think it was better
agree
than Before
with,
Dark.
agreed. but it wasn't as good as
That
Obsession.
map's creepy just because of how it is.
Yeah. But once we got down that staircase and fell through, and then it respawned us, and then that face appeared. That-
Through?
Yes.
We did.
I didn't even reach the
whole
bottom.
of it.
I fucking couldn't handle the constant bits.
No, you gotta go through
like,
the
I'm
whole
not-
thing.
I'm
There's
sick and
more to
tired.
that map. There is way more to that
No,
map.
my could not handle the constant crap
Still?
like being around me.
We still need to go back and go through that one section of it.
Yeah, there was.
Oh,
multiple-
that's the part I went through.
There's a few things that we did in that map where we were just like, is it just this? And then we got to another point and was like, oh my god, there's a lot more to this.
I love
and
the-
there was still everything we didn't go through.
Yeah, I love the fact that the only reason we kept going down the stairs was as a joke. We didn't want to do it, but we were like, nah, we got it now, we're too committed.
I thought that at some point you just
Yeah.
kept going and there was like no end.
No, there is an
Actually-
end.
Yeah, we were beyond shot. Like, I was ahead of everyone else going down all the stairs, and when I saw there was just nothing at the bottom, I was like, lads,
Yeah, you get to a point and then the stairs stop and you just fall out of the world if you step down there.
How far down did you go?
too
We
far.
were going down for about 30, 40 minutes.
I only reached about 20 minutes down there before I was like, yeah, I'm going back up.
I still have the video somewhere. I could go back and look.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
No, because I joined later than some of the people and I had no clue where they went, so I just went straight f***ing down. I had no clue where they went. And I was just like, okay, well, they left me, so I was just going 20 minutes down the staircase, and I was like, oh, I'm going back up.
But yeah, there was way more to that. It is a really good map. I wish they would continued it because we got to the point
Yeah,
we
at some
said
point I went to the
they've
other part.
discontinued SDK2, I think it was. So I'm no longer working on this project. This is as far as this going.
Yeah.
Silent Hill S tier.
Which
Silent Hill F
though?
tier.
One of them
There's
was really
one,
good, the
and then
other
that one's
isn't.
two.
Do we know which is which?
Yes, this one is the good one. This one is the one.
Are you certain?
I am certain.
'Cause I was borderline concerned that it was the other way around because
No.
I don't remember
This
the
is
good
the
one
shit
having
one.
color.
The good one has the green.
I might have to double check this. I honestly think that PT one at the top is A tier, top of A tier.
Really? This is like the full-on Silent Hills PT.
I know.
It is missing a bit of Silent Hills. I know that much because it's not got everything that I used to watch in the videos. But
That might be
Yeah,
why it's not
like,
completely S tier.
Exactly, precisely.
I think
If
that's
it
more a
was a-
limitation with VRChat than them not wanting to put it in.
I kind of disagree
that-
because there was even
That
one
still
of
falls
those
on them.
where I feel like there was certain parts of it where it's like, don't get me wrong, it was 10 out of 10, and I don't think you can get a better PT map. But I think it's about the same as Obsession.
I'd put it above Obsession.
That makes sense. I agree.
Just because it is authentic, it is
Yeah.
pretty much exactly the same as PT, but in VR. Minus the
Yeah.
red corridor where everything speeds up and goes weird, because I don't think you can do that in VRChat.
Yeah, that's completely understandable.
Starlight's thing, that's like kind of... It's not a cop
No,
bunker or
quick,
so
you
below.
put so
it's-
below in before Jackler can say anything.
Is that the one with the map where Haley crashed out of it and we just never continued?
So below, yes. So below is the one Haley crashed out of. Like we didn't finish it. That map was kind of meh.
I'd put it at the top of F because those other two aren't as good as that. I feel like I could have gone through it all. The only reason I
Yeah.
didn't was because everyone else left.
Yeah.
I thought it was okay.
I thought it
wasn't
was okay,
amazing.
but when I think back on it, I think that's kind of a meh map compared to all of the other ones we've done. All of the
Agreed.
other ones here, anyway.
Unrelated.
Starlight
Okay, and then
Hotel.
the one
Isn't
at
that
the
the
end
one where you kept going through the same room and then one of the staircases had like hanging bodies on the
Yes.
roof?
Yeah.
Unrelated.
Oh, okay, that was No.
The last two on D almost
I'd
look
put that
like
up
the
by one.
pictures fade together.
There, yeah.
How they were before, they almost look like they faded together, like they're meant to be.
No, it's not
Oh.
below the pond. It's above the
No,
pond.
I'm looking at what Jackal is saying.
Sorry, what was Jekyll saying?
Look like they fade together.
How they look like
a
they're mixing.
continuation.
They actually kind of do.
Hell, Jack. Subject
Imagine-
001, I want to place it high C just because it kept scaring Julius and Jeff.
Is that the one with the PNGs?
How?
I'll accept top of D.
Okay, now, how about there?
Yes, actually, I agree with that because it's better than the Heatherblind one.
The back rooms is the next one.
Okay, so
Backrooms.
that's the one with the clock
Yeah.
and the fork and the plug socket.
Oh,
Call me crazy.
Yeah.
But the only reason I like it is because it was one of the first ever maps we did in VRChat.
Regarding it, I think the very end part is the dumb shit I think of.
And I don't mean like the first ever map I record. I mean like when we first started playing VRChat, it was one of the first ever maps we went to besides Spycheck.
This might surprise some people, but I think it's higher.
How higher?
I'm tempted to say just above Eyes the horror game,
So there.
if not one more.
I mean,
higher.
I'd say yeah, because
In
there
that
is
kind of
definitely
area.
more to it. I would put it there actually, because there's more to it than Darkness as well.
I'd agree with that.
The part I don't like is the very end. It's stupid.
Yeah. This one,
The one where you're being chased is okay.
Between Area 51 and Anomaly.
yeah, I was gonna put
For
it like
that
there
version
personally.
specifically. For that version specifically, I would definitely have it there. For the version that's out currently with its current ends, I would have put it to lower, but
Like there.
maps not this.
So if we
Yeah.
split the difference, I'll put it there, just for both of them.
Yeah.
No, because the version we played was the good version. I mean, technically it's still the same version, but
See,
it's just a personal thing.
Just leave it there.
I think there was more to it than the Area 51.
yeah, but it's I have
It's-
a love-hate relationship with the back rooms.
I understand,
Not
but
because
it's
it's
more
bad.
There's more to do, it's more scary, and
Yeah.
I think it's better designed. That's why I
But-
think it is higher.
The thing
fuck
I
you
have
mean
is the
it's
fact
more scary?
It's so overdone. Like there's 3 backrooms maps here.
I agree, but
Yeah.
that is the best of all the Backrooms maps. Currently on VRChat as a whole.
The fog is there.
Oh, wasn't the fog the one where I instantly died because I went into that little
Yes.
trap? Oh, it wasn't above Tenebrous. I'm sorry,
When you got a group together and you're playing as a group and you're trying to role play it, it's pretty decent because it is a role play map. You're supposed to role play.
You are?
Yeah, it's like a role play story map, not like murder and that sort of thing. It's that kind of map.
I didn't care.
Most people, I'd assume, don't, but that's the kind of map it is.
Can I request we bring From the Fog down below the fog?
No.
Because I think it's better than
No.
some of those, but worse than. Oh
What we
my
could
God.
do,
God.
put all of these in F tier and then put From the Fog and the Fog in D tier.
Just make a
And
G
then worse
tier
is
and
not
then
F
put.
tier.
Just make a
not
G
doing
tier
the
and then
diff-
put F above D for just the flogs.
Right, leave it where it is next. Jesus Christ.
The Lyrith.
That's a good one, isn't it?
Yeah, there.
The what?
The good one.
The good one.
The good biscuits.
Yeah, put the Lyrith there between Before Dark and SCP-087.
I would agree with
You
that.
wanna know the sad thing?
What?
I was going to double check the video with it just so I remembered all the clips, and I've forgotten the bloody video. I was just looking at it as well.
Never trust a conga line.
That's the one. There we go. I legit just spotted it as you were saying it. Might be thinking too high on that one, bro.
It's
It was
definitely
good.
better than Before Dark.
You're annoyingly right. But it wasn't as...
I was thinking high B or
I might
where it is
have
right,
to
right
say
now.
we need to reorder Alice to above Lilith.
What? Huh?
Between the Lilith and the SCP.
I don't know about that one, Chief.
Stop reordering. You chose where it goes.
Yeah, but I don't think the Lilith was as good as Alice, but it is better than Before Dark.
So, okay. So if we felt that they're both on par, I'd say.
I agree.
The portrait, I'd put that, like, between
I'd-
one of those.
I'd put it
There.
below the Lilith, like, after Before Dark.
No, I don't think it was that good.
It was... We have literally just played Before Dark, and I'm certain it's better than that one.
So we're playing that one now.
The only downside with the portrait was there's just one spot where we constantly have to be like, how do we get past this? And then have to work through it quite a bit.
And
But
then
the
have to watch a
stairs
video
on
to
it
figure it out because it's so convoluted.
That was one time. I managed to work it out the last time we played it.
Last time we played it, I had to watch a video.
But yeah, but you weren't with us because we kept splitting apart. But I went back to that one room with all the portraits laying all over the floor, and that's where you're getting it, where to get it from.
Yeah, I went back there. I had the note that says, my birthday is one of these. But
I think the only reason you want to put it lower than those is because it's an intelligent map.
no. I like the smarter maps. That's why I like doing the escape rooms. I think it's one of the worst escape rooms, though.
I can definitely think of one that's worse.
I'd be willing to put it there.
Fine. But I definitely think it's one higher.
I disagree.
I'm definitely
Visually,
willing.
I'd agree. Visually, how the map looks, it is. But how the map
Visually, I
plays,
think it's
not.
above Lilith.
Yeah. Visually, it's up there. How it plays, it's there.
The reason I'm saying I think it's between Lilith and Before Dark is because visually it's above Lilith. The scares of it is below Lilith. How it plays is below Before Dark, which is why I'm middle
there?
grounding it. Twisted me arm, but
He's twisted me off. This Shadows game, that's gotta go there.
what was that one?
That was that one with the skulls you were having to collect.
The
It was kind of
skulls?
meh. Which
Bloody hell,
map
my
was
brain's not
that
even
in?
computing that. Is that an
Map
earlier
did I
one?
do that in?
No, that can't be an earlier one. Must be a later one.
That's the Thryg party one, I think. Maybe.
Oh, collecting the skull. Yes, of course. The one where I was like 2 out.
Yeah,
Yeah, I actually agree with your placement.
yeah. It's
That
kinda
is pretty
shit.
much bang on to what I would have said, actually.
Small room STR.
Yes. I'm so glad you went straight there instead of above Taco Room, because
I know.
Taco Room is better. It is so good.
The 10th floor. See, I'd put that like, say, there, and the second
Now,
one
this might
there.
be controversial, but I honestly think you've done both of those too high.
Really, I was deliberately putting them high because I thought you might like them more.
No, I like the idea of them, but compared to some of these maps, nah.
There.
I prefer them over the Devouring.
Really, I don't know about that. I prefer the Devouring to at least the first one.
I agree.
It's like that.
I think I do agree with the second one being better. But either that or the second one above Area 51. But in that area, I agree.
Noir.
I thought that was decent.
It's visually very, very nice.
I agree.
Not really a horror game in my opinion, but I think it is like an early
The
concept.
amount of times we scared the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
And I still remember the time when you went out of that pub and instantly ran back in being like, oh my god, everything went dark.
That was the noise. That was really a scary one. That was just me being a coward.
And I'm going to be very disappointed if we have anything less than a B tier. That's
Really?
the absolute... Yes, because why would you say anything less when there's a doggo there?
I was gonna put high C, but high B.
Nah.
It was one of those two. Sewage.
I actually agree where it's spot on where you put it.
Sewage
I think
was
sewage would be like high middle A.
there. C tier, high C, or high middle A.
I'd put it between Devouring and the 10th Floor Part 2. Potentially even slightly higher.
See, the sewage map was good, but there wasn't a lot to it.
I agree, but you could say the same about the 10th Floor Part 2 and Area 51. To be fair,
I mean,
I
let's-
could potentially make an argument for it to be above Area 51 but below the Bathrooms.
So I prefer the 10th floor part 2 to sewage for one reason. The humor.
Yeah, but the humor kind of... I don't know. I like the humor, but I felt it was a bit too meh kind of humor. It was good humor, but it was meh humor. It's what Americans
I
would call
personally-
English humor.
Would put that there.
It's what Americans would call
Really?
what?
English humor, where it's dry, just not as good as you'd
Our
think.
humor is dry, vulgar humor.
What's that?
Yeah, I'd place it there because I had issues with the map. I fell through the world on the last level of it. So I didn't
don't
get
know
to
why you
fully
did that.
experience the map. I don't know.
But you were pretty much near the end anyway, so you didn't really miss much, if anything.
That still doesn't change what it's at.
As for that.
The reason I was thinking sewage is
agree.
higher is just personally because it was the first map, and I think it was the only map that session where it's like it actually kind of like did anything for me. Because like, I was not expecting that tentacle to be there after I climbed the ladder, for one.
I genuinely still think that From the Fog should be lower.
No.
I'm allowing it to be low C because I think it has potential.
It does have potential, it's just...
It's being.
not
I'm just
there
being
yet.
generous. I'm being generous because it's like you can see that.
It is
If
definitely
we
one
come
of
to it
the
later.
better put together maps of everyone on this list. Like if we're putting From the
True.
Fog
Yeah.
lower, we'd have to put Horror Darkness Escape, Eyes the Horror Game, Bendy VR lower as well. Personally, that's what I would say.
Yeah, but all those other ones did have an end.
Yeah, but having an end doesn't really make it a good map.
It did have an end, to be fair. We went through a portal.
I mean, it does make it good, because at least then there's a goal to work towards. With the Minecraft one, it's just walk around and wait for Herobrine to actually do something. And that's if it does something in your
Yeah, but-
case.
In that thing, you could just say the same thing about the 10th floor, because you don't do anything in it. You can just stand there and the map does its thing.
Yeah, but at least
You're
it's
not
working
working towards
something.
anything.
Yes, you are. You have a whole story on that and all.
I'm thinking about it with the Bendy one. We could probably drop Bendy down just because it is just a remake at the end of the day.
A remake?
Yeah, it's a remake of Chapter 1.
I see what you mean. I'd be.
Like, it could probably be dropped down at least to where From the Fog is.
No, I'd say between the Playland and Subject 001.
I was meaning in general area is like we're on where From the Fog is.
Okay, call this controversial, okay?
Really? Now I need to remember what House in the Woods had.
There was one where you COVID checked me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I actually would agree with that. surprisingly.
I might even go as far as to put it there instead, because I think not from the fog. I think the fog had more to it.
Well, it certainly did have more to it. But that's kind of why I want to put from the fog below it, because I don't think the fog was targeted at us. And I think we just didn't really work around its potential.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think from the fog has more to it than the fog.
Like, does it? I'm sorry, but
There's
no.
way more in the from the fog map than there is in the fog's map.
Name 5 things from both.
Well, in the fog, there's the main store you start in, there's the car park, there's the garage out back, there's the behind the dumpster just to the right as you go out the front door, and there is that one store far to the right as you go out the front door, right?
Yeah, as well as the whole keeping yourself alive by eating a proper amount aspect and betraying others aspect and trying to avoid the giant monster outside of the shop.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah, that one. But that's role playing. But we didn't look at it as a role play thing. We went in it as a horror thing.
Yeah.
Which, again, I think it's just as low as it is because we're morons and we didn't really
Speak for
focus on
yourself.
the role playing aspect.
No, I don't think it's the fact that we didn't focus on the fact that it's a roleplay thing. I think it's just the fact that we went into it expecting a horror map.
Yeah. I mean,
Horror
it did have horror elements.
Yeah, but just
But
not the kind we were looking for, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas from the fog,
Wasn't it a
definitely had the
game?
jump scares. It had the splitting the group up, technically. It had creepy locales to explore. Like, it's a foggy Minecraft forest with, like, an abandoned village, an abandoned house, a weird shrine. 2 weird shrines, technically.
Putting it that way. Fair enough. I still don't think it's a C tier, though. I kind of want to put it... I still kind of want to put it below the fog, but at the same time, you are right, there is more creepy horror aspects to that than just the fog. So why not top of D?
There's one issue here, Jack. Jekyll already decided it's low C tier. And Jekyll was the tie break. Because I wanted it high C tier.
I don't know. Well, to be fair, it makes no difference here anyway, because...
They're both basically next to each other anyway.
Yeah. And I think, ladies and gentlemen, that's tier list pretty much perfected for the whole of 2023.
But wait, we have one more map.
But
I mean,
wait,
technically we have
there's
2 more
more.
that wouldn't even... I'm actually kill you.